KBSC Apache Junction and K241BQ Fort McDowell.
Phoenix's funny stations.
It's a comedy calamity with the Wild Jokers starting right now. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
And good morning and welcome to Wild Jokers. I'm Len. He's Brad. I changed it up for you.
Finally, somebody's not going to fall out of bed.
Well, yeah. There's a reason why I had to kind of mute myself just a little bit, because we are in a very unique location this morning. I mean, Saturday morning, we're in the heart of Mesa at Vito's, which is on Lindsay and McKellips. One thing, a lot of folks know Vito's is a great Italian restaurant, but they got a basement to this restaurant, which is really cool, and we've already announced
And no,
this.
it's not where they keep the bodies buried.
No. I mean, this is...
It just sounds funny the way you said we're at Vito's and they got a basement.
They got there's secret things down in the basement. And the secret thing is actually, the cat is out of the bag on this. We are, with ComedySchools.com and the Wild Joker Nights, kind of combining here to have our comedy cellar live here at Vito's. I'm really excited about this because Tony actually explained it best. I'm a West Coast kid. I mean, there's not a lot of basements and cellars in Southern California, and then the rest of my life here in Arizona. There's not a lot of them.
No.
This is not.
No. Where I grew up, everybody had a basement.
Yeah, and because you have tornadoes in
Exactly.
Michigan and
yeah,
things
those
like
crazy friggin' tornadoes.
Well, here they have this basement, which we're calling it the Comedy Cellar, because it is a cellar. It's got the wines over here. It's got a nice room. It fits about 66 people in here. So what we've decided to do is team up with Vito's to have the Comedy Cellar. We're launching it May 31st. But one thing that's really kind of cool about it, because Tony kind of taught me about this, because he's been in the comedy scene, 30 years or so, in L.A., and he's done New York. But this is a kind of a throwback show to maybe New York, and perhaps even Chicago, where you're just the speakeasy type thing. You come on down, and it's affordable. The tickets here will be $10. And there's a 2-item per person minimum. So, you get a sandwich, you get a beverage, and you're good to go. And a night of entertainment, which are national comedians. That's another thing. It's a good deal in this way. It's just not like, some Joe Schmo in the corner. Tony's handpicking. I did hear the name Bob Kubota, which he's been on The Last Comic Standing.
And he's really funny.
Really, really funny. And also, he's a national. It's big time. So your $10 ticket plus, a little supper. It's well worth the ticket.
Actually, I think he's in L.A. filming a new show of some sort.
He's always out in L.A. filming something. He's been
on
doing
some
a
kind
lot
of
of
new national something. I think it's a new something to do with Last Comic Standing, but there's something either bringing him back because of how popular he was and whatnot.
And then
all I know is he's really friggin' funny.
And just the theory of this is bringing a date night type dinner show to Mesa, Arizona, which really on the top of my head, of course, in the far east part of Mesa, we have the What the Hell Bar and Grill, which we do our Joker Nights on bi-weekly on Tuesdays, and we'll have details on that coming up. But something like this for a Saturday night, this is This is like a sport coat, maybe wear slacks or pressed jeans with a sport coat type thing, where you take your date out, you dress up a little nice. I'll take the ball cap off.
Hold on, I got to back you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Pressed jeans.
Yeah. When you wear Western like Wranglers, you will have them if they're nice. If you're wearing like a button-up pearl snap,
you mean like your dress-up jeans?
Yeah, my dress-up jeans. My duds.
You press your jeans.
You've never heard of Western guys pressing jeans before?
Well,
You've never heard that?
Yeah,
have you ever heard of an iron?
Yeah, I have one.
You?
I'm a single dad, dude. Of course I've got an iron. I got a daughter, no less. Okay, I have to have an iron.
So you know how to do your seams and everything?
Yeah,
do you know how to iron? Really?
I can iron, brother.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of good. I did not know. Because
but I don't iron my jeans.
You don't?
No.
What if they're all wrinkly? Wouldn't you want
I throw them in the dryer for an extra couple minutes.
That's a bachelor move right there.
But I don't iron my jeans, bro.
Well, if you want
I wear some pretty nice jeans.
If you want, you wear designer. I wear Wrangler, okay?
Right.
George Strait Signature Series. Thank you.
I don't know what signature series mine are, but all I know is they're expensive.
All I know is I'm busting out the best studs for the lovely Michelle for our date night coming to Vito's here May 31st, which is the Comedy Cellar we are introducing.
I heard you mention you might even take the hat off.
Oh, the hat. Well, yeah, my coyote, my sweaty coyote hat. Yeah, I will actually show I will actually show the locks.
Wow.
Slick back as always.
It's worth it just to come see that.
See, my dream, because we've had such great celebrities on the show. This week we're just featuring the local scene. But I'll tell you something, like Chuck Woolery, he has a nice head of hair. I mean, you got a
like mine.
nice head of hair. I mean,
Yeah.
you have like a full
I got the
head of
special
hair.
coif going.
Yes, you do have kind of a coif type feature. Now, have you ever had long hair?
Not really.
Do you think guys should have long hair?
I don't know. It works on you better than it would work on me.
Well, I'm kind of like the MacGyver hair. MacGyver, I think,
Yeah.
would be probably the best.
yeah,
I always, it's
Right.
hockey hair.
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that's the big announcement. We're going to be catching up. We got details on a great charity golf tournament going to be out in Gold Canyon. Our friend Brian at New Sense Pest Management out in Apache Junction, who's a big supporter of the show. Got details, of course, on our friends out in Casa Grande, which is Casa Grande Jewelry and Palm.
Casa Grande.
Got to say it that way, Casa Grande.
Sorry, I'm
Go
having a
down
hard
there.
time even getting anything out here because I'm still getting over this whatever.
Now, what is
crud.
wrong with you?
I don't know, bro.
This is the health side of Wild Jokers Radio here.
I never really get that sick. You know,
You have got like this funk thing going on.
It's funny. I felt it coming on yesterday. I went to bed really early, and I woke up this morning.
What time did you
feeling
go to
better.
bed? What time did you go to bed?
Like, I don't know, 8:30.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the middle of the day for me.
That's pretty early. You're a night owl.
I'm always up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
What
And
do you
then
do until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, may I ask?
It depends.
I mean, generally, me and lovely Michelle are playing nude hopscotch.
Well, it depends on her name too. You know. No, that's a joke.
the nude
that's a
the
joke.
nude hopscotch
Well,
just kind of went right
yeah.
by you.
You know, that's why I said it depends on her name because I wasn't denying that was an activity that happened.
Did you ever play Foursquare?
Oh yeah,
Dodgeball?
of course.
Tetherball?
Yes. Did you ever play pin dodgeball?
Pin? What do you mean?
Pin
Like
dodge. You never
jump?
played pin drop? Oh,
Okay,
we had like
okay,
a bowling pin, and you had like
No,
two bowling pins
this
on
is-
each
this is-
side.
this
and
is great
You had
where
to
we're going.
knock the pin down.
No, I never did
We're
that
getting
one.
really poppy
How about
for some
freeze,
reason. What's that
freeze,
about?
freeze tag?
Yeah, of course. That's
And
old
then
school.
pickle.
Yeah.
Pickle.
Right.
Remember pickle?
Right.
Well, here's the
We
thing.
used to call it running bases.
Yeah, basically it's the same thing. But
Yeah.
why don't kids play these? And dodgeball, the stigma of dodgeball being alienating and this
you know
and
what's
that.
funny?
What
I can
is
give
the
you a
problem
little.
with
I give you a
people?
little insight on that. For a little while, my kids went to school, and dodgeball was banned from school. It just recently came back.
I think that's
My
ridiculous.
son just told me he's in 8th grade. He just told me I think last year or this year he said dodgeball came back.
You see, to me, dodgeball, it's not about alienation. It's about survival.
Right. It's
I
reality.
mean, that's
man.
last man standing.
That's right.
Or last woman.
I was always one of the 3 biggest kids in my grade, so I always did pretty
Were you
well
a
at
husky
dodgeball.
child?
Never husky. I was always the slim guy, but I was tall. And it's funny because I used to go to the store to get jeans, and I was always like, "What are husky jeans?" Because I'd get like a 17 slim. You know,
See, what we're
It was
talking about
slims.
here in this the first segment of Wild Jokers Radio, we're doing kind of something different. The funnier side of being a child in the playground is kind of where we're going with this. And to me, dodgeball was always a favorite. But
Everybody loves dodgeball.
Dodgeball was very big, and that's why when the world got so PC and everything, I don't understand that because it was a game of toughness to me. But the best was always what you did is, remember the tetherball. Tetherball
Tetherball
was
was fun. Yep.
You'd always back up the nerdy kid and just slam the tetherball and knock him right in the back of the noggin. I did that one a lot. For
That's
some
horrible.
reason.
That's horrible.
What is the most unusual thing you've ever done on the playground?
On the playground?
Yes, on the playground. I mean, because I'd walk around. I was the creepy kid with like a members only jacket and my Wranglers and cowboy boots, but I always have a baseball mitt in my hand and just walk around like throwing the ball in my baseball mitt.
I don't know. I think
Looking around.
I kissed a few girls on the playground.
How old were you? When is the
Probably-
right time to kiss a girl?
I think the first time I kissed a girl on the playground was in elementary school.
Really, tongue?
Yeah. No.
I played doctor a lot.
No. No. I didn't get that.
I
crazy.
wanted to be.
But you know what, I'll tell you what's really funny is that, the way that they do things now, you would think that kids would start a lot earlier. And I think that we started a lot earlier than the kids do now.
To me, and we're talking
I mean,
about.
I know what kind of trouble and stuff I was doing in 6th grade, and I have kids that are in 6th and 8th right now.
Yeah.
And neither one of them are anywhere near what I was doing. Thank God.
We're talking about schoolroom etiquette here in comedy, basically. And that's the funny sides of growing up and
man.
going to school and how it's changed. Because now I'm seeing a lot of it. And Brad, you've got
The way they
kids. You got
dress is
kids.
different, though. These girls sometimes wear stuff like some of the shorty shorts these girls wear in middle school. Unacceptable.
Did you wear a members only jacket like I did?
I
had a blue
had
members
one.
only
I had.
jacket.
I think I had. I'm trying to remember what color I had. I had one for a while.
You don't
but
remember? Did you have parachute pants? You look like
of
the
course,
type
I had
Did you?
parachute pants, dude. Come on, I had like 4 or 5 pair, dude.
Did you press
The
them?
more zippers, no, you don't press parachute pants. The more zippers you had, the cooler they were, though.
You don't
come
press
on.
parachute pants.
Come on, dude. You don't press parachute pants. That's offensive. You're gonna hurt somebody. You
that-
might melt
that
them.
burns.
You might melt them anyway.
That is pretty funny. I just was thinking about, but the styles also that are different. You look at now these youngins, the junior hires, and then going up 9th, 10th, 11th grade. That's my own lingo. Thank you.
Right.
You're looking rather strange that I said.
No,
youngins.
I know what I know what a youngin is.
Those youngins down in the Apache Junction over there.
Them chitlins over
We're
there.
gonna go wrestle up some grub here in a moment.
Goodness gracious!
But
Welcome to Hillbilly Radio.
Yes, the style is one thing, because I always was in blue jeans, cowboy boots, and I mentioned the jacket thing, but like a flannel and a ball cap. I'm pretty much guy. It was the urban cowboy era when I was growing up too. So that was
we're almost the same age.
in Southern Cal. Yeah, I'm 39. What, you're 42.
Right.
Okay, basically.
What are you trying to say? I'm old? Is that an old
You're
joke?
older.
Is that a fat joke?
You're older. We would still be within the same high school.
Yeah.
And
Right. When did you graduate? 93.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I graduated in 90.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you know what
I'd
our
be a
cla- you know what-
sophomore,
you know-
you'd
you
be a
know-
senior.
Do you
Right.
remember what your little class saying was? Do you remember how each class had one?
I would left all the time. But you got to understand, I went to an art school.
No, it doesn't
my last
matter.
school.
You
I
still
went to
ha-
4 different high schools.
You still had to have one of those schools had to have like a class shtick. Like ours was like wine me, dine me, 69 me. We're the class of 1990. You didn't
Really?
have one of those? Ours was good.
I was not really.
Ours was good.
I
Ours was good.
If you can't tell, you seem like you were like the Beverly Hills 90210 of the
Sorta.
class. Like
Sorta. My
yeah.
school was kind of like that.
Did
I mean,
you-
we had
you-
some rich
did
kids
you have
and
the
some broke
Corvette
kids. Oh
and-
yeah, there was kids that had Corvettes in my school and crazy
You
stuff
look
like that.
like a-
but we
you-
also had a little piece of the district that was in like this trailer park area. So we had kids that had like old rusted out Novas.
So
and-
from the trailer hood.
yeah, we had an interesting mix in my high school. There was
You
this
know, you
one
seem
little-
like the
there was
Beverly
this-
Hills 90210.
There was this
of that.
one little kind of little piece that like kind of got scooped into.
Did you
the
only
school
go to one
district.
high school?
I only went to one high school, but I went to 5 elementary schools.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
3
move
of
a
them-
lot, or did
3
you
of them
get
in
asked to
fifth grade.
leave like you're
No.
silly?
3 of them in 5th grade. That was because my parents split up and we moved and all kinds of cool stuff like that.
See, we're talking about humor and going to school in the first segment here of Wild Jokers Radio, and the high school years are interesting.
You know what?
because
I'll tell you. I don't mean to interrupt you. But
You do
since
so
just-
well.
I know, but you're better at it than me, though. But you know what? I don't get. We talked about the outfits. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these girls wear like next to nothing, and I don't know how they get away with it. I know some of the schools are cracking down on it, but when we were kids,
Yeah.
you didn't have teachers sleeping with students.
well, they
now
weren't
it's
hot
like-
teachers; they were all chubby.
No, there was some hot teachers. I
didn't
some
really have any hot
no,
teachers.
I had some smoking hot teachers. Especially I had 1 or 2 in high school that were
There
pretty
was-
smoking hot.
I'm sorry, there was not one teacher I wanted to go up to her seat where her desk was and smell it. There was not one. Nowadays there is.
I'd have to say that I've had a few teachers like that in my day that were pretty
See,
smoking hot.
you'd sniff.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I mean, sniffers.
right.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm a
sniffable,
total
definitely.
dog in that way.
More than one sniffable techer. Yeah.
Have you
for
ever done
sure.
that?
No.
I have. Actually, in my 5th grade class, I
That's
did.
gross, dude.
In front of the whole class, and they all laugh. I have that story, but one other
And
thing.
the funny part about that was a guy teacher. Oh.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it was not. It was Mrs. Beck in 5th grade
Oh,
at
he's
Faith
great.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Well, she was sniffing good.
Poor lady just had a heart attack.
Well, I just killed the woman. But the funniest thing, you were talking about high school and little chants that, or little school spirit, little things. This was my school spirit because I visited 4 different high schools. And I would hang out. I'd see kind of what it was all about. My last one, my folks just tried so hard because they went to more the normal, kind of public, then some private.
Right.
Then there was an art school because I was very special because they always asked me
You
to
mean
leave.
like
that's
short
why.
bus special?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was more for the arts and theater and things of that nature, saying, well, this is Len's last shot.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
You heard that a few times in your
Yeah,
life.
I'm like, here's another last shot. Here you go.
Poor Len.
Poor Len. But they had, it was very unique.
You can't help yourself.
I just really can't. They had clay class as an elective.
Sweet.
So I took it.
Oh, Lord.
So what I did is I should have
Would you
already
make a pair of boobies?
No, I should have actually had a contract with the Castle Megastore because the clay teacher was of German descent and he was homosexual.
Oh, sweet.
His name was, well, I'm not going to say. I shouldn't say.
No.
Should I?
No. You
Okay.
can't.
I want to, but
yeah.
I just want to say hi. Well, I won't. But anyway,
He knows who he is.
so what I did is I made very phallic clay
I
items
bet
for
you
him.
did. I bet you did.
Oh my Lord! And they
did
were
he
just
fire him
grotesque.
did you put like?
No, he asked me to leave, but then he kept him. I was like, really? I just gave you a gift that keeps giving. Well, really?
Oh, wait a minute. Did he put him in the kiln and put glaze on him and everything?
No, he literally asked me to leave, but he said, leave your clay project there. And
Was that for evidence or for future use?
I
you
think it was future use because he kept smiling at me afterwards.
That's
I don't
funny.
know, but I mean, that was my most colorful high school story. The other one was creeping around when I was in elementary school, just roaming around with my baseball mitt. I was like the creepy baseball kid. I mean, were you anything? I mean, obviously, I painted the picture that
I was
wore
never really
members-only
creepy.
jackets.
I wasn't creepy.
Well, you were just popular then.
Nah, I was kind of in between. Kind of, I was friends with everybody.
First kiss in school.
In school?
Yeah, at school.
Elementary school.
What grade? Well, that's your span in 6 years.
It was fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
Tongue?
No, it was kind of a sneaky one during an assembly.
Wow.
Yeah, and 2 of my friends saw me do it, and I never heard the end of it. And
Yeah,
the girl was pretty cute. It turned out the girl ended up really liking me later, and then I couldn't get rid of her.
5th grade, I got a peck.
5th grade, yeah.
5th grade, but I was notorious for playing doctor with the pencil.
Yeah.
And that was much younger. That was like 2nd, 3rd
Yeah,
grade.
see,
I was starting to explore.
6th grade was another story, though.
I was like the Lewis and Clark of OBGYNs when I was in 2nd and 3rd grade. I wanted to play doctor,
Yeah, I'm sure we all did a little of that.
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
where are we at in this segment?
I think we're almost done.
We're almost done because we got on the other side because we're hanging out
we
live.
got Tony, and we got to talk about
Well,
Vito's.
See, the thing that's great is we're hanging out at this beautiful, classy restaurant, Vito's here in Mesa.
They let us
Lindsay
hang out
and
here.
McKellips. They let us.
Their first mistake.
They're about ready to get the hook like the Gong Show after this first segment about humor. But the thing that folks should do, if you're listening to the show and reminiscing about high school or junior high, elementary school, and fashion and trends and mischief you got into, fire it off on our Facebook or even commentary on www.thewildjokers.com.
Yeah, or Facebook. You can see us at Facebook Wild Jokers Radio. Definitely put some comments in there. We'd love to hear from you.
We'd love to hear gross
And
stories.
We'll definitely
about
bring
high
it up.
school.
And we'll, if the top couple that we come across, we'll bring up on the air. So
Yeah,
as
you
soon as
may win a
come
prize. You know me, I get wacky. I start giving
Yeah.
stuff away.
Uh-huh.
Crazy land, everything must go.
He
Crazy.
gave away a coffee mug last week.
Well,
It had lipstick stains on it, but he promises they weren't his
Well,
shade.
I stole it from the Waffle House. That's why. It was gently used.
So
That's
was it
all
one
it was.
with the green stripe on it, or was it stripeless?
It was stripeless.
Oh, sweet. So it was naked.
It was high end. Yes, very high end. Well, this is the Wild Jokers. We're hanging out live at Vito's. Come on down. Once again, doors open up at 11 o'clock. We're here early this morning having some coffee and promoting the Comedy Cellar here at Vito's, which is actually on Lindsay and McKellips on the southeast corner. So come on down. We got more details on the way. We're going to be catching up with Tony on the way next from ComedySchools.com, talking about everything we're going to be doing here weekly, every Saturday night at Vito's. Don't go anywhere. You listen to the Wild Jokers. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Wild Jokers on 24/7 Comedy for Phoenix, 1260 AM, 96.1 FM.
It's Len from the Wild Jokers, and you know my battle cry is all about the small business person. And that's why I endorse Casa Grande Jewelry and Pawn. Some of the finest jewelry you ever want to find. If you need an engagement ring, wedding band, watches, necklaces, firearms, ammunition, power tools, you name it, they got it at Casa Grande Jewelry and Pawn. 1326 North Pinal Avenue in the heart of Casa Grande, or call 520-836-7774. Once again, that's 520-836-7774.
Autobahn Mortgage, 602-980-LOAN. That's 602-980-5626. Call Autobahn Mortgage for all your commercial and residential mortgage needs. We are friendly, fast, and efficient. 602-980-LOAN. You can also see us on the internet, www.autobahnmortgage.com. Call us today, 602-980-LOAN, 602-980-5626.
It's that time of year again where all the creepy critters are coming out. Hey, it's Len from the Wild Jokers. And this past week, I've had swarms of bees, scorpions, and a rattlesnake. And you know who I call? I call Brian over at Nuisance Pest Management. That's Nusense, Nuisance Pest Management. If you have swarms of bees, scorpions, ants, termites, snakes, you name it, they take care of it. 480-447-8775. NuisancePest.com. Call Brian, 480-447-8775. I don't want to go outside. I want to stay and play video games. Do you have a child that says this? This is a chronic condition of couch potatoitis. Get your child out of the house and to Superstition Farm. Dairy farm tours, hay rides, petting zoos, horse lessons, and farmers market is all at Superstition Farm. Get your child enrolled in farm camp that's every month throughout the summertime. Mention Wild Jokers Radio and you get a complimentary hay ride. Call 602-432-6865 or superstitionfarm.com. Welcome back to the Wild Jokers here on 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix. Funny 1260 AM, 96.1 FM.
I'm just recording because you guys are out of control anyway. So.
Oh, the joy.
Actually, they got a menu right there.
I should have been a torch singer. I saw
A torch singer?
Yeah,
What's a torch singer?
They used to. It's interesting. You say, and it was a popular thing in the 40s and 50s. They were usually female singers of ample pulchritude who then sang a lot of broken heart love ballads. They were called torch singers.
Is that a long hair joke or something?
No, it was like the way people say someone's a rapper now or a gangster rapper. It was actually a genre, a style.
Okay.
Torch singers, and it was
No,
usually
I'm just saying because you said it was women and you have, ponytail, so I thought that was like a long hair
the
joke.
shadow of you. I'm singing.
This is
the
a
wrong
very
guys.
interesting intro. Welcome back to Wild
Right.
Jokers here on Wild Jokers Radio. Of course, that is the voice of Tony from ComedySchools.com, and we have actually kind of merged together. We're live here at Vito's, which is, I think, really one of the classiest restaurants in the Mesa area. I don't know of another Italian joint like this or this restaurant. What do you think?
You know, one of the great things about living in Arizona, and this is true, is the things you get to discover kind of on your own, or you find out about. And Vito's restaurant, I discovered a number of years ago. You're going, I'd like to find a jazz club. The things that aren't totally mainstream aren't always on television or in a mall. And I said, I want to find a great Italian restaurant. And someone steered me towards a couple in Scottsdale. And I said, well, are there more? And they told me about Vito's. And I came out here, and it became, for years when I was traveling to Arizona, it became a stop for me for great food. And I would bring friends and clients here. And I would urge all the listeners, if you're looking for a great restaurant with 5-star food on a budget price, come on, check out Vito's.
No, that's another thing. I mean, Brad, Tony and I have a history in Southern California, Brad back east in Detroit and everything, but this gives you kind of that big city, because Arizona is known for steakhouses and cowboys and that kind of cuisine. This kind of gives you something that's a little more LA, New York vibe. As far as I see it.
Yeah, it gives you a kind of it's different from a Detroit. Last time I was in a restaurant in Detroit, they advertised fewer people shot while eating here. That was that was my favorite Detroit restaurant.
Wait a second.
Brad's
Hold on.
shaking his head over there.
I'm okay.
See, you're out of it. And one thing, okay, I got to explain.
I'm getting over not feeling wonderful.
Poor Brad is a little under the weather today, folks. So that's just a little.
Yeah,
you look
under some. Thanks a lot, Lane.
Do you want me to sing to you? Will that help you out?
That'll probably make it worse.
Shadow of
Oh
you.
Lord, here we go.
Now, so look, we can say all the things we want about Vito's restaurant, and that a nickel won't buy you anything anymore. I would urge people to come out and check it out themselves. I would say this, that anybody who comes out here and has dinner here or sees a show here will be glad they did. There would not be one person listening right now who came out and had dinner here or saw a show here that would leave and go, I wish I hadn't come. They go, I'm glad we found out about it.
And I'm sure a lot of people are sitting going, where is this? Southeast corner of Lindsay and McKellips in Mesa.
It is right on the southeast corner of Lindsay and McKellips
You
in Mesa.
can't miss it. It's sitting right on the corner.
There's a big sign too.
Big
It says
sign.
Vito's.
And it's
Vito's.
right next to that little car wash next door. So if you pass it, that's
there
that
you go.
blue building.
You can have some clams and get your car washed.
It can kill two birds with one stone. I like that. But
Why do you want to kill a bird? I don't
seriously,
understand why you want
what's
to.
wrong with you, man?
I
Why
ate
do you
chicken last night,
why
but
do
I
you
do have
dislike
chickens.
We're gonna have problems.
birds?
PETA's going to be all over us now.
No. I mean, hey, people eat birds. I had chicken for dinner last night, but it's funny because you saw the photos on my Facebook of my chickens I was moving yesterday.
Yeah,
this is what I do in my off time.
You move chickens.
Yes. There's another way of putting it, but we won't go there.
Radio genius, show promoter, chicken mover.
Chicken mover and shaker. That's right. But also one other thing before we digress from Vito's. There's a reason why we're sitting here. We're promoting May 31st, which, Tony, you can paint the picture, I think, the best considering of your expertise in comedy. But we're putting on a vintage type New York style show here.
We are, and to the listening audience, you may or may not have noticed that comedy has become as ubiquitous. I got
Easy
that word
for you
out.
to say.
Yeah. But it's gonna be harder for you to look up.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
It's become as omnipresent as music venues in the greater Phoenix area. So now the issue for anybody who wants to go out to a comedy show is not where can we find a comedy show, but where is a good comedy show? Because there are so many. And starting May 31st here at the Comedy in the Cellar at Vito's Restaurant, we're going to put on the best shows you can possibly see with the best comics in town and in the nation, starting May 31st.
Oh, and that's one other thing about Vito's as the restaurant goes. And Brad and I definitely were taken by this the first time we went downstairs into the cellar, as we're calling it. I've not seen another restaurant like this in our neck of the woods at all.
This is old
I don't
school.
I don't even remember in LA anything.
It's really
like this.
old school. This is really more East Coast, even Midwest style, because
Perhaps.
you don't normally have basements out in this part of the country. Like, in the Midwest, everyone has basements because of the frost line. You have to dig down below that. So a lot of the old buildings have basements that are pretty significant. So even some of those old buildings, that's what they've done. They revised the cellar, so to speak, this kind of deal. But you really don't see it in this part of the country, which is kind of cool. This is such an unusual type of scenario, especially if you're from somewhere that has this kind of thing. It's going to be like somebody. It's going to remind you of something you either saw when you were a kid or left from back home or whatever. But it is very, very unique, and that's one of the things I like about it. It's just really cool. It just reminds me a little bit of home, for what it's worth.
And one other thing that's really positive, and I know with you looking at the gas prices going up and away, it's in your neighborhood. And that's what another theory of the show that I love for the Mesa area in particular. It's right down the road from your house. You're not going across town to Scottsdale or downtown Phoenix or even Tempe.
I got news for you. I came from Scottsdale to come here. It's not that far.
No, it's
It took
not
me
at
like
all,
15
because
minutes, and I'm in North Scottsdale.
And he's
It's not a big
walking
deal.
15 minutes and he walked because they took away his license. Now he can't drive. My Maserati.
Thank you, Joe Walsh.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing. What Wild Jokers and ComedySchools.com is doing. That we've opened up now several venues in various neighborhoods. With your philosophy, our philosophy is that if you have a wife or a girlfriend or a husband or a boyfriend and you want to go out and have a great time, you don't want to drive 40 miles. You want to be able to have at least one drink and not have to worry about the law. So you want to go someplace nearby that's not going to break the budget, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what Vito's is going to offer. I mean, if you're excuse me, if you're in the greater Mesa area, if you're in the greater Phoenix, matter of fact, if you live in Omaha, you should come to this show. But this is a place where this is going to be a great date night. This is going to be a fantastic date night. This is going to be a first date night, an anniversary, couples. You're going to want to see a great comedy show in a great atmosphere, great food, great service. You don't want that night to go poorly, and it's not going to go poorly here. You're going to laugh your head off and have a great meal with great service.
And I think the date night thing, I think this is an exceptional concept, because you don't hear a lot of the younger folks saying, I'm going to go to a show in the neighborhood here in Mesa. There's none of this around here.
There's
really.
nothing here.
It's a great thing. And I'll tell you what, the food here is good. I myself have had a few different things there, and everything I've had, one's been better than the next.
You know what? Even if you're going to hook up, let's say you just go, hey, let's hook up. If you just go, you know what? I want to hit that. But before you hit it, you need to get yourself, some grub. I got to get my grub on because I'm going to hit that. I'm appealing to a different demographic
Right.
now.
Yeah, you're working on our crowd. Thank
I'm going to
you.
get my grub on, and then I'm going to hit that.
Yeah.
After we're going to hook up, I'm going to hit that. This is the place to come. Get your grub on, okay? Hook up, and then later on hit that.
Yeah, throw some noodles
perfect.
down her throat and
That's
take her home. Yeah.
That's how we should advertise our comedy shows. Get your grub on, hook up, and hit that.
Yeah.
See, what we
that's
could do
great.
is you could do the urban, then we could do is the banjo and kind of the hee-haw flavor for yours
Lord
truly over
Almighty.
here. I mean, we can really work all the demos.
And kind of go like,
I was thinking the theme to Deliverance, maybe like a little Ned
man.
Beatty type reenactment in
There
the
you
background
go.
or something,
There
you
you
know?
Oh, boy.
I think
Ned-
we just totally grossed old Brad out of
I'm
here.
a fall
hold
over.
on, Ned Beatty and Nelly together
man.
for the 1st time.
Yes, together as
Yeah.
one. I do well.
It's getting hot in here.
That's good.
man.
I like that. Hey, before we cut Tony loose,
That's
because
funny.
here we're talking about May 31st, which is going to be an exceptional
Sure.
comedy evening here at Vito's here at Mesa. But also, you have the business, the comedy school. Why don't we talk about that a little bit? We'll get some
Well,
flavor
real
out
quick,
there.
though, I want
Yeah.
to let people know that it's not a one and done deal. We're going to do this every Saturday.
Yeah.
May 31st, we've got Bob Kubota from Comedy Central and Showtime. The following week, we have Greg Freiler. The week after that, we've got a very funny headliner who's been on Comedy Central, Showtime, MTV. So every Saturday, you're going to be able to see a great show here. Now, a lot of people wonder, Len, they say to me, Tony, and I say yes, and they go, how come there's so much great comedy in Arizona? And I says, I have no idea. Some say, and I'm not the one to blow the horn on this, but some say, the reason is because there's a crazy dude in this town who's been teaching a comedy workshop for 14 years, and that from that, there's been a big explosion of comedy because you have all these people that go through this workshop, do shows, and want to continue. So they go out and open their own rooms. They start businesses. Other comedy businesses around the country see what's happening. So we've got a great comedy workshop. So if people have ever thought about doing comedy or just want to enjoy it more or do it as a hobby, we have a workshop called ComedySchools.com. It is at the Tempe Center for the Arts, which is a beautiful fantastic
room.
place.
Oh.
And we every 5 or 6 weeks we do a free intro where people can come in and check it out absolutely free, no hard sell, see if our workshop's for you. Even if you decide not to do our workshop, you'll learn more and have more fun at that one free night than you would have had sitting home. So, and I think the next one is May 26th. You can go to our website, ComedySchools.com, and it'll tell you it's the last Monday in May. I should know this.
Well, Brad's got buddies that want to sign up, and we've already
Yeah, I've
referred
already
several
actually
folks
referred
over.
somebody that I met recently that's a doctor, and he said that he wanted to become a comedian. And I said, just call this guy. And he actually, while I was standing there, was looking up your website and thought your website was really cool, and that was enough for him to want to call.
You know, and I appreciate that so much. You know, and we've had a lot of people have gone through and become friends of mine, and a lot of business people have taken it and it's helped improve their business presentations. But we've had people take this workshop and go on and do Stand Up Revolution and do the Conan show, do the Jimmy Kimmel show, Last Comic Standing. We've had actors in town that have taken our show, and now they're doing regular episodic television, or they're one guy's on The Walking Dead now, and that's what we say about our comedy workshop, that it's so good that when you take it, you become an actor on the most depressing show on television.
But it's the success stories, because generally, if you can stand up here with a microphone and make people laugh, you see so many famous comedians that go on to being actors or
Sure.
actresses. I mean, just across the board, whether it be Eddie Murphy to Jay Leno. I mean, just to name two. How many from Saturday Night Live you think about?
You know, and everybody wants to be a comedian. This is what I've dug out. I bought a bunch of old Frank Sinatra records. just to
I've
start-
noticed that. I've been following you. Yes.
And there's actually 2 of the records where on the record Frank Sinatra does 10 minutes of stand up, because Frank, even though he was one of the greatest singers of his time, wanted to be a comedian. Everybody wants to be able to make people laugh.
Right.
And the saddest thing is when someone is funny in real life and they try to do stand up comedy, it doesn't work. You know, so if you're funny in real life and you want to try this, and you've tried it and it didn't work, you went to an open mic night and you crashed and burned, come out and check our free intro, and we'll be able to show you how to take what you do in real life and be able to put it on stage behind a microphone.
You know, one last thing I want to just comment about comedy in general. We do a lot of interviews with a lot of famous comedians turned actor, turned back to comedian, and almost all of them say they have the most fun when they do their stand-up. They
Sure.
might not make the most money, but they definitely have the most fun. And, you know, we're talking about guys that have been in movies, the guys that have had their own TV shows. We've talked to a whole bunch of different people. If you've seen any or listened to any of our shows, you know who I'm talking about. And they all seem to say the same thing. We ask a lot of them, what's the highlight of your career? And 9 out of 10 of them say when they do their stand-up, because they get that immediate reaction. They know they're making people smile. They know they're making people happy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said
connection.
for that. It
Yeah,
really, you know,
it's
and
the
some of these people can get paid $20 million for a movie, and they'd rather go on tour doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And that's very
Because
true.
they already made $100 million off
That's
5
probably what it
movies.
is, true. Yeah, right.
But you know, and by the way, I mean, if there's anyone out there listening who aspires to be an actor, here's the great thing about being an actor and knowing how to be a stand-up comic. I lived in LA for a long time. You know, I know actors, and when they're not being hired by someone, they're not making any money. But I also know actors who also became stand-up comics or were stand-up comics, and when they're not being hired for television, they can go on the road and they can make money.
Fill the void.
Yeah. So it's a great arrow to have in your quiver if you want to enter into the entertainment arts.
And it's a pathway actually, but it's a
gateway. It's a gateway drug.
Right.
Stand-up comedy is a gateway
I
drug.
have one serious question on the comedy front, because
Sure.
I was actually wanting to ask you this question on air. Do you think, because the old
Briefs, not boxers. Briefs. was that the question? Was it? No?
The old belief, the old adage was go to LA or go to New York. Do
Yeah.
you think you can make it big in Phoenix without going to LA or New York?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
a lot of people have asked me that.
But here's the great thing about Phoenix. Okay, that answer may change someday, but I can't honestly say that. This is a great development town. Now, if you are developing in Los Angeles, develop in New York, then commerce gets in the way. You're developing in the place that you eventually want to work,
Right.
and they're seeing you. And the problem is, I remember seeing a guy one time with a booking agent, and the booking agent was, "We're not going to hire him." 2 years later, we tried to get him to get the booking agent to look at the guy again. He goes, I saw him 2 years ago. We went, he's gotten better. He goes, I don't care. I saw him 2 years ago. So a lot of people, while they're developing their craft, are trying to get hired in Los Angeles, and the mix causes a lot of people to crash and burn. In Phoenix, there's plenty of places to develop away from that harsh spotlight.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Can you make a living, the comics who work full-time that live in Phoenix? Absolutely. Can you make it big in Phoenix? I haven't seen it yet. We've seen people start in Phoenix and then become big when they move to Los Angeles.
Like David Spade, for instance.
Correct.
Spade always
That's
comes
a
to
good
mind.
example.
Sure, absolutely. That's a great example. Or Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
Or Josh McDermott, who's on Walking Dead, who started out here and then moved to Los Angeles. So you're not gonna. I have yet to see anyone plucked from a Phoenix club and then become famous. I have yet to see that. So that's why I say no.
But it could be on the horizon.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
anytime.
I'm as an
We're
optimist.
definitely
I am.
closer to
Many
that than we were.
many things can be on the horizon.
That is very true. That's
Yeah.
very true. Tony, thank you once again. One more plug for
Thank
the
you,
school,
guys.
please.
ComedySchools.com is the website. 818-571-JOKE is the phone number. You can check out a free intro for free with no hard sell and see if it's for you. Go to ComedySchools.com.
All right, Tony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
You're listening to Wild Jokers. We're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's easy for me to
Yeah,
say. We're
right.
live here at Vito's here in Mesa.
You're listening to the Wild Jokers on 24/7 Comedy for Phoenix, 1260 AM, 96.1 FM.
It's that time of year again where all the creepy critters are coming out. Hey, it's Len from the Wild Jokers, and this past week I've had swarms of bees, scorpions, and a rattlesnake. And you know who I call? I call Brian over at Nuisance Pest Management. That's Nusense, Nuisance Pest Management. If you have swarms of bees, scorpions, ants, termites, snakes, you name it, they take care of it. 480-447-8775. NuisancePest.com. Call Brian, 480-447-8775.
I don't want to go outside. I want to stay and play video games.
Do you have a child that says this? This is a chronic condition of couch potatoitis. Get your child out of the house and to Superstition Farm. Dairy farm tours, hay rides, petting zoos, horse lessons, and farmers market is all at Superstition Farm. Get your child enrolled in farm camp. That's every month throughout the summertime. Mention Wild Jokers Radio and you get a complimentary hay ride. Call 602-432-6865 or superstitionfarm.com.
Autobahn Mortgage, 602-980-LOAN. That's 602-980-5626. Call Autobahn Mortgage for all your commercial and residential mortgage needs. We are friendly, fast, and efficient. 602-980-LOAN. You can also see us on the internet, www.autobahnmortgage.com. Call us today, 602-980-LOAN, 602-980-5626.
It's Len from the Wild Jokers, and you know my battle cry is all about the small business person. And that's why I endorse Casa Grande Jewelry and Pawn. Some of the finest jewelry you ever want to find. If you need an engagement ring, wedding band, watches, necklaces, firearms, ammunition, power tools, you name it, they got it at Casa Grande Jewelry and Pawn. 1326 North Pinal Avenue in the heart of Casa Grande, or call 520-836-7774. Once again, that's 520-836-7774.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Wild Jokers on 24/7 Comedy for Phoenix, 1260 AM, 96.1 FM.
And welcome back to Wild Jokers this morning. I'm not as loud this morning, Brad. You know why? Besides, I'm tired. It's Saturday morning, but we're live at Vito's here in Mesa, which is going to be the home of the Comedy Cellar. Vito's, which is a very great place to take a date. This is a very classy restaurant with a basement. Technically, we're calling it the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah,
but it's a basement.
Sounds better
that's
than
here.
basement.
Yeah, it does.
Basement sounds like all cobwebby and moist and damp and.
McKellips and Lindsay is where you got to go. It's on the what would this be? The southeast corner of McKellips and Lindsay.
Yeah, the
You got a
actual
phone
address
number.
is 1947 North Lindsay Road. That's in Mesa. And if you want to call them to make a reservation for our upcoming comedy night, which
It's
the
early.
first one's May 31st.
That's right, and we're taking off.
480-832-3311. Make sure you want to make reservations because there are tickets and tickets are limited.
Yeah, this room, it's a very intimate show at the Comedy Cellar. Roughly 66 people can be down
you
here.
could
so
be part of the inaugural evening.
It's going to be a great evening, and also national. These are just not local, guys. These are national folks we're going to be announcing.
Yeah, this is the real deal. You're not going to be able to get this kind of comedy for this kind of price anywhere else.
And one other thing, $10 tickets.
$10 tickets.
$10 tickets.
That's
So call
right.
and get your reservation now.
That's right.
And Brad just gave the phone number. One other great announcement I do have to make, and this is in the way in the future. But you know our buddy Brian, our pest guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Nuisance Pest Management, NUSENSE. That's very catchy how they did that.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Well, if you're out in the Gold Canyon area, and this is coming up, this is a ways away, January 24th, but they're just pumped up because I just saw the announcement go over the net here. They're having their first annual charity golf tournament benefiting C4Vets. It's a veterans, obviously, cause. It's going to be at the golf resort January 24th. Tickets will be sold. There's no pricing on it, but if you want sponsorships, $90, and there's different packages included, plus a few surprises that will be revealed in the near future. But call Brian. You'll hear him on our spots. You'll hear him airing on Wild Jokers Radio. If you call the pest control guy, besides the fact he can knock down your scorpions, he will can get you involved in the great charity for vets, and do a little golfing in Gold Canyon.
Yeah, right.
It's a nice course out there.
Yeah, it is.
Superstition. We may be doing some business out there, too.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, it's that time once again because this is the back end of the show where Brad starts beating it. It's time to beat the streak with Brad.
That's
Brad,
really bad,
start beating
dude.
it.
Back end beating it. You're just horrible, dude. You're horrible, dude. I don't know what you're trying to say, man, but
I'm
that's all good.
incorrigible. I'm sorry.
So check it out. So this guy in Britain, poor guy.
Did he have bad teeth?
They didn't show a picture.
Okay.
Quite frankly, he has bigger problems than his teeth after what happened to him. Guy goes in for a minor procedure. Now, they don't say specifically what.
I heard through the grapevine he was having his tonsils taken out.
Okay, well, I don't know what grapevine you heard that from because the grapevine I'm checking out says it doesn't know.
It doesn't know?
No.
I just thought the rumor mill.
That's okay. Whatever works for you. Anyway.
What happened?
Regardless, the guy ended up with a vasectomy.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, they snipped him. They snipped the guy. And, so...
Well, that doesn't mean it won't work.
Well,
that means you're just going to be firing blanks.
Well, the funny part is that that's not what he went in for.
Well, I know, but would you be upset? But I think you'd be actually kind of happy if it was a complimentary vasectomy. I mean, you could do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's you've already that's another kiddos,
show. That's another show.
No, where I'm going with it is just.
But I don't need any more kiddos if that's what you're saying.
Right, exactly. I mean, then you're footloose and fancy free and can have a good time. I mean, you almost spit out your coffee.
No glove, no love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Safety over there. Now, what can a person do in this case?
Well,
sue them?
Well, in this case, they actually made a settlement already. They wrote the guy a check for $170,000.
I would get a vasectomy for that much. And because they can reverse it.
Yeah, and they don't know yet if they're going to even attempt to reverse it. The guy didn't really complain. But here's the craziest part. You ready for this?
Yes.
According to the British public healthcare system, from April to September of last year, there's been 148 similar incidents.
How does this happen?
I don't know.
Mr. So-and-so actually needs like a ear procedure, maybe, as I said, tonsils taken out.
Right.
Perhaps
maybe a snippy.
Maybe a rotator cuff surgery, let's say, perhaps.
Maybe the code for like tonsils and snippy is one number off.
Well, this is where I had the problem because, recently when I was up in Flagstaff with the lovely Michelle, I had to go to the hospital because I had a toe injury.
Did they give you a vasectomy while you were there?
Well, this sounds very similar. This is when they said disrobe. I remember I cried foul on that, where they made me put the gown on.
Yes,
and everything.
we did discuss this.
Of course, if they drug me or something, all of a sudden they could be doing weird things to me. You just never know, dude. I'm against it. So that's why you got to keep the Wranglers on if you have a toe injury, because you know what, you may wind up with a vasectomy. You never know.
Right.
And then yeah.
I mean, anything's possible.
I don't know.
Don't go to the hospital next time you're in London.
But he was just completely knocked out.
Evidently,
KO.
I mean, for whatever the procedure was something significant enough that they put him under anesthetic, and he woke up with a little snippy.
Well, I'll tell you something. Anybody monkeying around with my twig and berries, I'll know about it. I'm sorry.
Not if you're sleeping.
Well, when you're sleeping. Well,
right.
No,
when you
normally,
wake up,
no.
you're gonna know.
I'll wake up.
Well, he obviously knew right when he woke up something was wrong.
Well, why does this hurt?
How come I can't pee? Yeah. Okay.
Is that what happens? I've never known anybody who has one.
I don't know. I mean, I
know
that
of people.
I can. We don't. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, seriously, how long does it heal? When can you start using it again?
My understanding is it's only a few days, and they want you to start using it.
Remember,
fairly
I'm 39,
quickly because they want to
so
make sure it's still.
I've not shut it down yet. I won't shut it down.
I'm ready to shut it down.
So, are you thinking about the procedure?
I've
vasectomy?
been talking about it for 2 years. I just haven't had a chance.
It's all Brad and vasectomies on Wild Jokers.
We're not doing it on the show either.
No, seriously, can we?
No.
I got my back waxed.
No.
Why?
We are not snipping me on the show. I don't even need to explain why.
Why? I mean, really, people get to know you.
I'm more than confident, and I have no problem with that. So
raise your hand if you're sure.
Okay, and yeah, that's funny. On another note, this happens to be another Londoner that we're talking about. This time they're actually making their way to Las Vegas.
Did she have bad teeth?
This girl, I don't know. They don't show pictures. What is it with him with bad teeth?
That's a British thing. I watched a lot of Benny Hill as a kid.
Not as much as it used to be.
Okay.
But yeah.
They've gotten to dentistry.
They're a little better.
Fantastic.
So this woman in her 20s was on a trip with her parents from London.
She was on drugs? She was tripping?
No, not that kind of trip.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On a plane. On an airplane. The plane. On an airplane with her parents, headed from London to Vegas. Now, she's in her 20s, so she's with her parents, so that's a little strange. But I guess, I guess people still do
if you're
that
going
these days.
international, you go with the folks.
Yeah, it's not unusual. I guess we're traveling to the States.
Maybe she couldn't afford it.
Maybe. Anyway, she decides while she's on the plane, which is an 11-hour flight, that she's feeling a little frisky.
She's randy.
She picks up a guy that she didn't even know.
She lifts him up?
No, picks him up because she,
Oh, sorry.
Escorted him into the bathroom and proceeds to have very loud sexual relations with him.
Just met him, just said, hi, how are you?
Just random, hi, how are you? Come on, let's go get busy.
Was he healing
in the
from a
bathroom.
vasectomy by chance?
You know what? That would be funny, but it could be the same guy. I don't know. I doubt it.
It is both over the pond, both of those stories.
This is true. They're both Londoners, so you never know what can happen. But yeah, evidently she got arrested because she got a little frisky with the crew, and they cuffed her and stuffed her and arrested her.
Well, yeah, she was stuffed in more ways than one.
Right.
Sorry. No, let me ask you, because have you ever been a part of the Mile High Club, may I ask?
Not yet. I've been close.
You've
on
not.
A first-class flight, but that didn't happen.
See, I've been, it's been, I guess... Not, how should I put this delicately? Not basically putting the puck in the net, but going through the actions.
Then that's not it.
No, I did a twisted wrist shot, and it banked off the goalpost.
That doesn't count.
It banked off the goalpost.
That doesn't count.
No? Even if the act of it was going on, it still doesn't count?
No.
So you have to complete the deal.
That's the way I look at it myself.
You actually have to erupt.
I would think so.
Like, the eruption of the Van Halen tune kicks into gear.
Yeah, right.
So, but can you be arrested for that if you're quiet?
If you don't get caught, you can't really get arrested for much.
If there's a flight attendant outside the door and two people are in those tiny little bathrooms, which I am amazed people even do this, because they're tiny.
They might question what was going on, but you could always say that you need to give me my shot or
hemorrhoid cream, perhaps. Maybe you need a little help down below.
Yeah. I have a rash. I have a rash. I can't reach.
Well, maybe you have some fecal issues and you just want to, have another set of eyes to make sure that you're healthy.
Right. Yeah, that's healthy.
I do that with horses all the time. It's a healthy thing.
Wait a minute. You have sex in the bathroom with horses?
No, I don't know. I just
want to be clear because
this is the fecal side.
I never know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying when you're in that close quarters, it's still kind of hard to do it without dislocating a hip or injuring yourself.
Yeah. I still wonder how some of the people that are the size they are even get in those bathrooms by themselves, let alone with another person.
We're talking about the Mile High Club here on Wild Jokers Radio, but it reminds me of this. Remember European Vacation, where the Griswolds, they went in there and it wasn't European Vacation, or was it Vegas Vacation? Which one was it where he gets the blue arm and they're trying to have a little nookie in the bathroom?
That's, I think, European Vacation.
Was it European?
Yeah,
because that's a longer flight.
Right.
You get a little.
They're driving in Vegas Vacation, if you remember.
No.
Yeah.
They drive in Vegas?
Yeah.
I thought they flew in Vegas Vacation.
They drive.
I thought they flew.
I don't remember.
They drove in the first one.
The original
Vacation,
the original
one
they drove. And I think Vegas they drove too, didn't they?
I thought they flew.
Maybe you're right.
Remember, because they got the vehicles and they drove back. They flew.
You're right.
But which one was the nookie one? I'm mixing them up now because there's been so many of them. Oh, well.
You're out of control. Anyway,
Wayne Newton was in the Vegas one.
Wayne Newton was in all of them, I think.
Do you like Wayne Newton's hair?
It's bulletproof, dude.
I know.
Right.
I enjoy it.
Do you think it's real?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No.
Just saying.
Okay.
Not that we're the authorities on that.
But very nice.
No offense, Mr. Newton. We have no clue, and we're not trying to put you down.
Duncan Shane.
Right. That too.
Thank you.
So, yeah. We're not talking about Ferris Bueller's now. That's funny. So, I got to tell you a quick aside. I was listening to something recently on I think it was actually on another radio station, and they had a young girl on as their kind of like co-host. And the two guys that were talking, they were doing like a Name That Tune kind of thing.
Okay.
And this young girl was probably 20-something, I'm guessing. Because when the song Under Pressure came on,
Under Pressure, David Bowie and Queen.
Yeah, right. She goes, I know this one. And I'm going, don't say it. And what do you think she said?
She,
it's Vanilla Ice. It's Vanilla Ice. And I fell out of my chair. I was like, I had to turn the station when that happened because I was embarrassed for her.
You know what that means is we're getting old. It really does.
That's exactly what it means.
The first thing I always think of is, of course, Queen and David Bowie.
Of course.
But the new school. But remember now, that song, Ice Ice Baby.
Right.
is now considered like retro and classic for like
Don't
the
even get me
teen
started. Yeah, I know.
and the
It's a
early
throwback.
20s.
It's a throwback. It's on the 80s channel.
It is just wrong.
I know.
I mean, honestly, do you even consider that music? I think it's just ripping off Queen, and it just don't get me on that.
I don't know, because, you know, you can start talking about Run DMC and some of the other groups.
And I didn't like that either. But,
see, I like that.
See, Aerosmith joined in the video and was okay with
I'm
it.
saying, like, a lot of the early sampling was done without permission, and then when they got to where it was permissible, everybody
But
did it,
Run
and it kind of
DMC
ruined
did it for this reason. Run DMC did it with Aerosmith, and it relaunched Aerosmith's career. Remember, they were broken up,
Oh, yeah.
Aerosmith, from 70.
It didn't exactly hurt Run DMC either.
Well, it was 79. Remember, what was it? It was Joe Perry left Aerosmith. It was the Nights in the Ruts album. If my memory was, it was him and Brad Whitford, because the both guitar players left. Jimmy Crespo and Rick Dufay came into the
This
band.
is when Len goes off on a tangent real
No,
quick.
in
So we'll just let him
1981
go
they
here for a
had that
second.
Rock and a Hard Place album that didn't go anywhere. It's a good album though. Jimmy
Right.
Crespo's a good guitar player. But then they disappeared until Done with Mirrors in '85. That and there was the original lineup back together, but it was not a great success. The only way they could become a great success again was doing that, because it was hip.
Well, it was a home run for
It was a home run because they
and
did
they're
something
still
so
together.
different.
Right. Meanwhile, back to the beat on the street.
So, back to the Beat in the Street. Thank you. That was the music portion of Wild Jokers
That was
Radio.
a
here
totally
on-
irrelevant story to the stories here.
but it does have credibility
It's
that I know
something.
music.
Right, well, we knew that.
Yeah.
That's why I said we were going to let you go off on your little tangent for a minute or two, because I saw you looking up at the sky, which means you're going through that Rolodex of dustiness in the back. So as soon as you're doing that, I know we're in for trouble for at least a 3-minute or so. Anyway, so in Philadelphia,
What's going on in Philadelphia? Is it always sunny there?
so here's a new way to rob a gas station. You ready for this? Two guys decide that they go into the gas station. First of all, they fire a shot at the clerk. Okay, I'm only laughing because it just sounds strange. Who does that anymore?
Do they shoot it like a warning shot up into the sky?
No,
or?
they grazed him. They grazed him.
They grazed
They
the poor
grazed
guy?
him. They grazed him.
What the heck did they do that for?
Yeah. Well, so instead of running out, these knuckleheads decided that they were going to offer people to pump their gas if they paid cash and keep the cash. So what
They're
they do?
skimming gas.
So they end up. Yeah. So needless to say, they hung out there for 2 hours pumping gas for cash.
Now, I have a question.
Never got caught.
They never. Really?
No, because they put the clerk and his dad in the bathroom and locked him in there.
I was wondering where the
yeah,
grazed
they
clerk
locked
went.
They locked him in the bathroom, and they took over.
Now,
One
if-
guy pumped the gas, and one guy must have ran the register.
I wonder if they took their little jackets or the little polo shirts off.
knows?
Like I would dress up like one
I don't
of
know,
them.
but I think it's kind of funny.
Have a little name tag.
Yeah, it's like, can I pump your gas? Hey, we'll give
But
you a special
if
deal
I-
today, $2 a gallon.
I'll tell you something. If I
Right?
was one of those clerks at that point in time, I would have to probably get a couple adult magazines that are behind the cash register if they're going to stuff me in the bathroom to actually preoccupy myself.
Well, more
What
than
about
likely,
you?
there already were a couple in the bathroom waiting.
I mean,
so.
how would you kill your time? I mean, what else is there to do in a convenience store if you're locked in the
There's
bathroom?
really not much.
They're pretty disgusting bathrooms,
Yeah,
too.
they're pretty rank normally.
Have
yeah.
you ever dropped a deuce in a convenience store bathroom
Unfortunately, yes.
without a Texas T-shirt, without the
No,
cover?
no.
You always put a cover down? What if there's no cover?
About 3 layers of toilet paper.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Does it
dude.
ever stick
I'm a
to you?
germaphobe like a mofo.
No, I usually stand on the
And I
toilet
said
seat.
mofo. No,
I know. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're really going Run
Yeah.
DMC on me.
Yeah.
here. No,
from Detroit, what
I
do you
would
want?
literally stand on the toilet seat and like drop like a B-2 bomber, like I was actually
Yeah.
doing an air raid.
Right, been
That's the
there.
only way, because I'm more of a germaphobe, I think, than you are in some
don't
ways.
know.
Oh, I am. Honestly, if I couldn't put saran wrap or some kind of foil on the seat, because I cannot have. I mean, I have trouble traveling.
Yeah, I know what
I
you
don't
mean.
know. I mean, I have a very, very unique colon in that way, where
Now
it's
you
like
know why I
uh-uh.
always stay in nice places when I travel. 'Cause you never have to
No
worry about
Motel
that.
6 for you?
No,
No Tommy Bodette?
No.
Why?
Because I'm too much of a germaphobe.
You know, speaking
Believe
of
me,
which,
there's plenty of fancy hotels that aren't clean. I've seen those too. It just depends on where you are.
yeah, I have a very, very, very bad problem. This is adding on to Brad's Beat on the Street here on Wild Jokers Radio, but I think people can identify with this, and I think this is a topic that needs to be addressed more so than anything. Michelle and I, for the birthdays, it was just my birthday, as you know, and I want to give a great shout out to the Hotel St. Michael up in Prescott. We had an exceptionally good time, but you have a night of dinner, you go out, have some drinks, have a lovely romantic evening. You wake up in the morning, as a guy goes, you shower, you know what, and shave, the 3 S's, as I
Right.
call it. Okay, I'm going in there just doing my deal, and the bathroom's here, the bed's right next to the bathroom. And I'm sitting there, I got the shower running, I got the sink running, we got the TV on. I mean, I have just an assault of noise. I could not go for the life of me, even being the germaphobe. is this something wrong mentally with me? Because if she's in the next room, literally,
So
in the master bedroom, what I have to do if I'm at home.
So wait, this is not a germ thing. This is a location thing.
This is a location
geographical thing.
Well, no, the germ thing gets me when it's like public facilities. When it's like a private, nice hotel, it's clean. You know, they take care of the business there that needs to be done, disinfect it whatnot, rather.
What a topic.
But I'm having a hell of a time with this based on the fact that I literally need, because in the master bedroom I used to have, there was a main door to the master bedroom. Then there was another door to the bathroom where the commode was in the shower, and then there was a bathroom door. I would shut 3 doors, have a stereo blasting, and usually some pyrotechnics and fireworks to divert people.
I think you need.
Is this a problem?
You know what? I'll tell you what.
I just can't go. I'll be bound up for years.
Because
Horrible.
I've had stomach issues for my whole life, I've had to learn to kind of get past that. And it's funny because my ex-girlfriend joked about that a while, just not that long ago. I talked to her still, and she said something about, she's like, you definitely weren't embarrassed about going to the bathroom in front of me. I said, listen, sunshine, I got to go. I got issues. I got nothing to hide. If it's a problem, sorry.
Seriously, I can't drop the log, but here's the thing. I think it's not so much the action of dropping the log. It's more so the fact that there could be an aroma and there was no spray or anything or a candle to light or
you need
a
to
match.
get some matches.
I don't smoke. I don't.
Neither do I.
I'm
But
like,
you just next time you're at the gas station, you
Go
get
get
yourself a
some
little
matches.
couple packs of matches and keep them on the back of the toilet.
Yeah, because
that's what I used
can
to do.
honestly see like this imaginary green cloud if I drop. All of a
Green
sudden
cloud.
it goes
Oh,
through
man.
the door and it's infiltrating where I just had romance, and it's going to kill the whole mood. I mean, I knew a couple one time. They were so relaxed with each other. They would actually be in the heat of passion, and he would release right there in the middle of heat.
That's
of passion.
disgusting, dude.
That's how weird
that's really
my people
gross,
are.
dude. That's gross.
So if you have that problem,
That's pretty
there's another
gross.
one in the club
That's
there.
pretty gross.
I got to end the beat on the street with that one.
Lord.
I took it over.
As everybody just vomited. We just lost like 2/3 of our listeners to the bathroom.
No, I
vomiting.
thought that the bathroom humor was actually pretty good this
boy.
morning. But
Uh-huh.
if you want to make it classy, unlike this previous conversation that I did going down the toilet,
Come to Vito's and check out our comedy show.
come to Vito's, come on and hang out and check out our comedy show. It's actually centrally located. How Mesa has grown and
I'm
expanded.
telling you, it's like 15 minutes from my house in Scottsdale. It wasn't that big a deal.
It's right off the 202.
It's right
Really
off
easy.
the 202. It's really easy to find. The food's delicious. The comedy's going to be amazing. May 31st. Make sure you
McKellips
come
and
down
Lindsay.
here.
McKellips
It's
and Lindsay.
1947 North Lindsay Road. If you need to call and make reservations. If you show up, we might have some tickets left, but we highly recommend you make reservations. Go ahead and call them here at the restaurant, 480-832-3311. Make sure you want to tell them how many tickets you want and how many people you're going to be. It is very, very limited seating. And we definitely would love to have you come down. It's really going to be a lot of fun. Some really great acts, some great people. And other than that, I don't know what else. What else?
Well, no, that's the big thing on the horizon. Of course, this Tuesday, What the Hell Bar and Grill, we have one of our Wild Joker nights. We'd like to invite everybody to go on out. It's Main Street and Sossaman in East Mesa, the far side of Mesa there. We always have a great lineup. It's always a fun room. If you're Main and Sossaman in that neck of the woods, check out the What the Hell Bar and Grill. We have to thank our friend Brian, of course, at New Sense Pest Management, which we had the big announcement about the charity golf tournament coming up in January. But support them. They're out in Apache Junction as well. Who am I missing? Oh, I can't miss these guys. I owe them my world.
Yeah, right.
Casa Grande Jewelry and
I was
Pawn.
just going to say, what about the pawn guys?
Well, it's the jewelry
Right.
and pawn. They do it all. I mean, as I said, if you need an engagement ring but also would like a firearm to boot, you can grip it and rip it with my buddies over in Casa Grande at Casa Grande Jewelry and Pawn. Just check them out. Mom and pop business. Say hello to Robin and mention Wild Jokers, and she will definitely take care of you. Robin is the person. And I told you, I went out to supporting them to Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and we had a big gun show out there. And what I did is I hung out at their booth, shaking hands, kissing babies. And get this one. For going down and buying a firearm, it was a pistol, revolver, Old West firearm, old 45. I went up and I said, you know what? I'm going to take your name down just for supporting mom and pop business. I'm going to hook them up with future comedy tickets through our show.
Right.
That sold it right there.
Sweet.
So besides the fact you have the enjoyment of blowing stuff up, you can laugh and go to a comedy show because of
that's
the
awesome.
Wild Jokers Radio. Brad, I got to thank you, of course. It's always fun. I got to thank Vito's. I got to thank Tony from ComedySchools.com. I think we've covered it.
That's about it.
All right. Well, we got a Boot Scoot Boogie, but have a great weekend. And thank you once again for listening to Wild Jokers Radio. You have a great weekend.
You're listening to the Wild Jokers on 24/7 Comedy for Phoenix, 1260 AM, 96.1 FM. Autobahn Mortgage, 602-980-LOAN. That's 602-980-5626. Call Autobahn Mortgage for all your commercial and residential mortgage needs. We are friendly, fast, and efficient. 602-980-LOAN. You can also see us on the internet, www.autobahnmortgage.com. Call us today, 602-980-LOAN, 602-980-5626.
It's that time of year again where all the creepy critters are coming out. Hey, it's Len from the Wild Jokers, and this past week I've had swarms of bees, scorpions, and a rattlesnake. And you know who I call? I call Brian over at Nuisance Pest Management. That's Nusense, Nuisance Pest Management. If you have swarms of bees, scorpions, ants, termites, snakes, you name it, they take care of it. 480-447-8775. NuisancePest.com. Call Brian, 480-447-8775.